I'm Speedster, and we're about to talk to Marcus Williams and Greg Burnham, the creators of Tuskegee Heirs. Let's find out what Tuskegee Heirs is all about. Marcus, can you tell us about it?
I sure can, absolutely. Tuskegee Heirs is going to be an absolute head nod and pay homage to the Tuskegee Airmen of World War II. It's going to be set 80 years into the future, our story is, where we're going to follow a group of 5 young pilots who are all being trained in secret at the Moulton airfield, where they're going to be taught by a descendant of the Tuskegee Airmen who's kind of prepping the kids for this oncoming war. And it's going, he knows about it, the kids don't know about it. So they're training, and when the war does come, they're going to be the Earth's last line of defense.
What inspired you to do Tuskegee Heirs?
You guys, we wanted to do something for the kids. We want you guys to see yourselves, right? So when we look at all these cartoons of today, we don't really see a lot of us in them, you know? And so that was a big part of it, was the youth. The other thing is we're big nerds. We love flying, we love anime, and so we wanted to make this show, this spectacular show where there's going to be flying and all of it, but it's also going to teach about the original Tuskegee Airmen. It's going to show some other lesser known facts, like geographical and historical facts from, you know, just of the whole world. So there's a lot. So there's going to be some education in there. There's the representation of seeing a cast of 5 black pilots, and they're all heroes, and they're all amazingly talented. So that was a big part of our inspiration. It's just, you know, the kids, and we just want to see this come to life because we think it's something that everyone can gain from.
You talked about the kids being pilots, but did you use ideas from real planes in your planes in the story?
Absolutely, yeah. There was a good couple of weeks where I studied concept planes. I studied real planes. I definitely looked at the P-51 Mustang planes that the actual Tuskegee Airmen flew. And the ones that the kids are going to be practicing with at the beginning of the story are going to be basically remodeled and or renovated versions of the P-51 Mustang airplanes. This is 80 years in the future, so they're going to be, you know, using kind of antique equipment to practice with. But when the actual kids, you know, jump to the jet planes that are going to transform into robots, those are actually, I looked at a lot of concept airplanes, concept jets, some really, really bizarre, you know, designs, and I ended up with the jets that you see in the actual artwork. And I wanted it to feel original at the same time. I didn't want to copy someone else's design, so I did draw a good number of sketches. Eventually I'll put that into the comic as well so people can see the design and the thought process that went into how this jet could turn into a robot. And I'm not an engineer, so I'm sure I'll upset a lot of actual technical engineers and mechanical engineers and say that's impossible, but that's okay. This is science fiction.
You talked about artwork. Did you bring some for us to see?
I sure did. I definitely did. These were some of the sketches. The very first sketch, after me and Greg sat down in a night in November, we didn't know what any of the characters looked like, so I did some research. I looked at pictures from the old Tuskegee Airmen, and this was the first drawing. This was Abel, who was going to be one of the main pilots, and he's standing on the shoulder of the robot version of the jet. The jet actually transforms into giant robots. So this was the first one I posted online, and when I posted it, everyone kind of went bonkers and crazy and happy, and they instantly knew what it is we were doing. The next image that I did, and I said we're gonna have to draw them all together, was a team shot, and that's with all 5 pilots. This is Genesis, this is Slip, this is Ayana, she's gonna be the team leader, this is Omar, and this is Abel again, and they're actually sitting on the P-51 Mustang airplane, doing just kind of like a hero shot, cool shot. From there, I did another image showing kind of like a head nod to the actual subtitle of the series, which is Flames of Destiny. In the actual final image, I put some flames here. I scanned this and put it into the computer and added some flames, some white flames. So this one is a head nod to that title. This is Gina, who's the mechanic, and she's going to be an Asian American. Young mechanic, brilliant mechanic. She's going to be keeping the planes in top shape when they land. And again, this is Ayana, the team leader, and she is showing why she's the team leader. There's gonna be martial arts and some good fight scenes, but these are robots, so it's okay that they get hurt. And she's standing, of course, unscathed because she's pretty awesome.
Greg, do you want to tell us about the story and what kids will get from the story?
I sure do. There's a lot that kids will get from the story. I think number one is we're kind of taking the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. So it's at this time where this story takes place, these kids are going to be doing something that they're told is impossible. Something that you won't be able to do, and you won't be able to do it well. And because they prepare, they study, and they really take their craft seriously, they're going to shock the world. They're going to show the world that it can be done, right? Because the way we have it set up is that there'll be no manned pilots in 80 years from the future. Everything will be drones. Like you see a lot of drones and stuff now, right? So in 80 years, for our story, there's not going to be anybody flying planes like we see now. And these kids are going to be the only ones that are doing it. That's the first thing. Another thing is working together as a team. Every one of our characters has a specific skill that makes them integral to the team. So if we're missing one person, the team might be off balance. So they work really well as a team. The other thing is they explore, they learn history. Like I believe, and you guys may have heard this before, but if you don't know your history, we don't really know where we're going, right? So they're going to be able to rely on history. They're going to be able to rely on the Tuskegee Airmen and a lot of the things that have happened, with our people. They'll be able to rely on those things and help them get through when they're in certain battles. And the last thing is that I think it's going to show people it's okay to be fearless. Like right now, we don't, like when I hear you guys saying you want to be pilots and astronomers and stuff like that, that's just awesome to me, because there's a lot of people that are like, I'm afraid, I don't want to fly, and there's nothing wrong with flying. Just be fearless, and if you see something that you love to do and it's good and your mom and your dad approve of it, then go for it.
We're excited about the series, so when can kids get it and where can they get it?
Okay, we're excited too, honestly. I want to see it myself. We are scheduling to wrap up the comic book right at about July this year, 2016. And once we do that, we're going to have the comic available online at www.Tuskegee Heirs, and that's HEIRS.com. And we'll have the book available to purchase, and we'll mail it out to you. We're also going to go to multiple comic conventions for the next couple of months after that, and continue to market and promote and sell the book directly at comic conventions. And we're going to have it in local we'll have it in local comic shops, but also bookstores, family bookstores and things of that nature. And anyone else that aligns with us, maybe bookstores, libraries, things like that want the book to be on their shelves. We're going to work with those people to help really get it in the hands of families as well.
Thanks for visiting us, and we are excited to see the series come out.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you.